Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to share a very special story, how English gave me a new life. When I was younger, I couldn't speak a single word of English. I felt shy, small, and afraid to talk to new people. But one day, something changed. I decided to learn English, and that decision opened a new door for me. In this story, I will tell you how English helped me meet new friends, get a better job, and become a more confident person. I hope my story inspires you too. If you like stories that help you learn English easily, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. It really helps me continue making more stories for you. Now let's begin my story. My name is Alex. I was born in a small town. My family was kind, but we were not rich. My father worked in a shop, and my mother stayed at home. We didn't have many chances to travel or meet people from other countries. When I was a child, I didn't know anything about English. At school, we only spoke our local language. English looked very hard and strange to me. When I saw English words on TV or in a book, I didn't understand even one word. One day, my teacher showed us an English song. The song was simple and happy. I liked the sound of the words, even if I didn't know their meaning. That day, I felt something new inside me. I wanted to understand those words. At home, I told my mother, "Mom, I want to learn English." She smiled and said, "That's good, Alex, but we can't pay for English classes." I was sad, but I didn't give up. I started learning from old books at school. I borrowed an English book from my teacher. It had pictures and simple sentences like, "This is a cat. That is a dog." I read those pages again and again. At night, I watched English cartoons on TV. I didn't understand the words, but I listened carefully. I repeated the sounds, even when I didn't know their meaning. Sometimes my little brother laughed at me and said, "Alex, you sound funny." But I didn't stop. I kept practicing every day. Slowly, I started to recognize words. When I heard hello, I knew it meant salam. When I heard thank you, I smiled because I understood it. That small progress made me so happy. It was like finding a new key to a secret door. After a few months, I could understand short English videos. I didn't translate everything. I just listened and enjoyed. I felt proud of myself. English started to become part of my life. One evening, my teacher said, "Alex, you're learning fast. Never stop." That was the first time someone believed in me. Those words stayed in my heart. From that day, I promised myself, I will learn English no matter how hard it is. That promise changed everything. It was the beginning of my new life, a life that English would soon open wider than I ever imagined. As I grew older, learning English became harder. At first, I was happy with small words and short sentences. But later, I wanted to speak like real English people. That was not easy at all. At school, other students laughed when I spoke English. My accent was strange. Sometimes I said words in the wrong way. Once I said beach, but my friends laughed because I said it wrong. I felt so embarrassed that I wanted to stop speaking. At home, my parents didn't understand why I spent so much time with books and videos. My father said, "Alex, English won't give you food. Go help me at the shop." I knew he was right in his way, but deep inside, I felt something strong. I believed English could change my life one day. I started using an old phone to listen to English podcasts. The sound quality was bad, but I didn't care. I listened while walking, eating, and even before sleeping. I repeated every word I heard. But sometimes I felt lost. I couldn't understand many things. The grammar was confusing. The tenses, verbs, and rules. Everything looked like a big mountain. I thought, maybe I'm not smart enough for this. Then, one night, I saw a YouTube video of a man speaking about his life. He said, I learned English by myself. No school, no teacher, just passion. That line hit my heart. I thought, if he can do it, I can too. From that day, I made a new plan. Every morning, I spent 30 minutes reading one English page. In the evening, I watched one short video without subtitles. Then, I wrote down 5 new words every day. I didn't just memorize. I tried to use them. For example, when I learned the word dream, I said to myself, my dream is to speak English fluently. When I learned hope, I said, I hope to travel the world one day. The words became part of my thoughts, part of my life. After a few months, I noticed a change. I started understanding English songs better. I could talk to tourists who visited our town. I was still shy, but every time I spoke, they smiled and said, good English. That small compliment felt bigger than gold. One day, a tourist from Canada asked me for directions. I helped him and spoke in simple English. He said, your English is good, my friend. That sentence made my whole week. At that moment, I realized English was not just a language. It was a bridge connecting me to the world. Still, my journey was far from over. I didn't know it yet, but the biggest opportunity of my life was waiting just around the corner. 1 year later, my English was much better. I could read short stories, understand YouTube videos, and talk with people online. Every day, English felt more natural to me. It was no longer just a subject, it was part of who I was. One morning, while using my phone, I saw a message on a Facebook group. It said, we are looking for young people who can speak basic English to help tourists in our city. My heart started to beat fast. I read the message again and again. Could this be my chance? I showed it to my friend Tom. He laughed and said, you? Help tourists? Come on, Alex. Your English is not that good. But I didn't listen. I said, I'll try. I have nothing to lose. I went to the small office near the city park. A lady greeted me. Hello? How can I help you? She said. For a second, I froze. But then I took a deep breath and answered, hello. I saw your post about helping tourists. I want to join. She smiled and said, great. What's your name? My name is Alex. I replied. She looked at me kindly and said, your English is clear. We'll train you for 1 week, and then you can start. That moment, I felt like I was flying. For the first time, someone accepted me because of my English. The next week was amazing. I learned how to speak politely with visitors, how to explain places, and how to give directions. I met people from many countries, Japan, Brazil, France, and the US. They all spoke English, and I could understand them. One tourist from England said, Alex, you speak well. Did you study abroad? I laughed and said, no, I learned from YouTube. He was surprised. Wow, that's amazing. Never stop learning. Those words felt like a medal to me. I started helping more tourists every weekend. I showed them our old market, the river, and the local museum. Each time I spoke English, my confidence grew stronger. One day, the same lady from the office called me. Alex, she said, we have a job for you. It's part-time, but it pays money. You'll help at the tourist center. I couldn't believe it. My hands were shaking. English, the language I once thought was impossible, had just given me my first real job. That night, I looked at the stars and whispered, "Thank you, English." It was not just a language anymore. It was the door to my dreams, and I had just walked through it. 2 years later, my life was completely different. I was no longer the shy boy who couldn't say hello. Now, I could speak with people from all over the world. English had opened every door I once thought was closed. Working at the tourist center changed me. Every day, I met new people, heard new stories, and learned about different countries. I wanted to travel too, to see the world with my own eyes. One evening, I received an email from a tourist I had helped months ago. She wrote, "Alex, you were very kind. Our company is starting an online project, and we need someone who speaks English and understands people. Would you like to join us?" I couldn't believe it. Me? Working for an international project? I said yes right away. The job was online. I worked from home, helping customers in English. My first salary felt like a dream. I bought a new phone, helped my family, and saved some money for my future. But the most beautiful part wasn't the money. It was the feeling that I could do something bigger. One day I thought, when I started, I had nothing. No teacher, no course, just YouTube and old books. Maybe I can help others who are like me. That night, I made my first YouTube video. My hands were shaking, my voice was nervous, but my heart was full of courage. I said, "Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. I learned English by myself, and today I want to help you do the same." I didn't expect anyone to watch it. But after 1 week, the video got 500 views and many kind comments. "Thank you, Alex. You inspire me. You make English easy." I was so happy that I cried. It felt like my hard journey had finally found its purpose. Every week, I made more videos, simple English lessons, easy stories, and motivation for beginners. Slowly, my channel grew. People from different countries joined. Some said, "Alex, your story gave me hope." And that's when I realized, English didn't just give me a new job, it gave me a new life. Now, I speak with confidence, I teach with passion, and I live with gratitude. Every time I press record, I remember that small boy who couldn't say a single English word. If he could see me now, he would smile and say, "We did it." Thank you, my friends, for listening to my story. If my journey touched your heart or helped your English, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Remember, if English changed my life, it can change yours too. Never stop learning. Never stop believing.